No one's here, but we're live. How's everyone doing? Let's have a look. Yeah. Well, look, I'm recording this anyway. I'll post this later. So let's talk about UFC 324. It's happening in Las Vegas. I'm looking forward to it. It's the first one on the Paramount card. If you're in the US, obviously you will just pay the subscription fee. If you're in the UK for this pay-per-view, you got to pay for it. I think it's £19. In dollars, I think it's like, I don't know, $15 or something like that if you were to do it in dollars, but here it's £19. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good card. It's gonna be a good card, obviously looking at it. It's a pretty deep card. Obviously, the co-main event has fallen out, which is not good. Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison has fallen out, which is not good at all. That's not good. I'm not happy about that. I was looking forward to that fight as well. I even did a video. If you've seen it, I've done a video about it already. So y'all can watch the prediction on it because I've already done it already. So yeah, I think I'm just in here talking to myself, but eventually y'all will catch on. So we will talk about it. What do you want to talk about? So I'm gonna go through the whole card for UFC 324. So I'm gonna go through the whole card. So off the bat, we have the first one, which is the welterweight Adam Fuggit, I think it is Fuggit, versus Ty Miller. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't got a clue. I don't know who these people are because they don't have a wiki, so you can't look onto their wiki to see what they're about. So I can't actually see what it's about or who they're about or what they I haven't done that much research on them. So I'm not too sure who that is or who they are. So can't really give you a prediction on that, but I will give you a prediction obviously on every fight. So this one would be a toss up. So basically, I'm just gonna go through the whole card. Those who like to put money down and stuff like that, you might be able to make a few pennies. But on this one here, I could not tell you. It's a coin flip. The first fight, I have no idea who will win that. Then we have Josh Hockett versus Denzel Freeman. These are all on the early prelims. Couldn't really tell you either. But Josh Hockett, he is 7 wins with 0 losses. He's coming off the contender and he's won one by TKO on UFC Fight Night, Bonfim versus Brown, which I did a review and breakdown on and a prediction. I think I got that one wrong. I don't really get many of them wrong. I'd probably go with Josh Hockett on this one because we know he came through the contender series way, and then he fought in the UFC with a KO. He's undefeated. I would be sort of putting my money on him if that was me. Let's have a look. Who's next? Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. So Michael Johnson he did win his last fight. He was on a 3-fight winning streak. Daniel Zahuba, Ottoman Azakata, and Darius Flowers. So he's on a 3-fight winning streak. He's looking dangerous. He's definitely looking dangerous now. Alexander Hernandez, he's on a 4-fight winning streak. He's on a bit of a roll. Last fight TKO. The fight for that TKO decision and a split decision. So he's doing work right now. And then I know he's been sort of going to his wrestling a bit these days. So Michael Johnson is good on the feet. I wouldn't be confident betting on this one. But if I was to give you a prediction, I'm giving predictions on every single fight on this card. I'm probably going to lean towards Michael Johnson. I feel he's got the experience factor. He's more polished as well, polished fighter. So I think I'll be leaning towards him. I reckon he may get the job done. I reckon so. I'll probably lean towards Michael Johnson on that one. Then we have Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. This is at a catch weight because somebody didn't make weight. So Alex Perez, ooh, ooh wee. He's lost his last two, then he won one, and then he's on a 3-fight skid before that one. So he's in a dicey situation. I think this next fight for him is going to be a must win. I think he's going to have to make sure he wins this, or that could be it for his UFC career, to be honest. He's going against Charles Johnson. So Charles Johnson, he's won his last one by KO against Lona Kavanagh. I think that's how I pronounce his name. Lost the one before that by decision, and then he was on a 4-fight winning streak before that. Before that, though, he lost 3 in a row. I think you don't have a choice. I'm going with Charles Johnson on this one. I'm not sure what's happened in Alex Perez's training or what's happening in his career, but he's on a bit of a losing streak. So I'm not sure how that's going to change in this fight, especially when someone who's sort of on the opposite won one, lost one, then it was on a 4-fight winning streak. So that's how I'm going with that one. Then we have Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bakorkas. I think I butchered his name, but I think it's something like that. So let's have a look at Nicolau. He is coming off 2 losses to Bogdan Guskov and Dominic Reyes, both KOs. That's a bit dicey. That's a very, very dicey. And let's look at Bodoskas. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. Knocked out Paul Craig by elbow. Ion split decision, KO before that, and KO before, and submission before that, triangle choke. I would be going with Modestas Bogoskas. I'm butchering his name. I'm not just saying that because he's from Dagenham, England. I ain't just saying that. Shout out to him. But I'm going with him. I think he's going to get the job done. Shout out to him. I'll be putting my money on that. Then we have Adbia Gutierrez versus Andre Polovav. It doesn't show you anything about the opponent. I can't see his win-loss record or anything on here. But out the gate, I'm going with Abade Gutierrez. He's a monster. The company is pushing him a lot as well. You see he's hitting him on commercials, he's with animals, he's doing this, he's doing that. They're pushing him hard. I think he's sort of the new sort of Francis Ngannou. They're sort of pushing him in like that. I think they're probably trying to show how he would have been pushed if he would have stayed there, but he's not there. So they're like, okay, we've got this new guy, we're going to push this guy. This is how we would have pushed you, but you're not here. So this is what we're going to do. So I think that's sort of what it looks like, what they're doing. I don't know if trying to make him jealous or something like, hey, you're not here, so we're going to push this guy. He's from the same place you're from. Yeah, this is what's happening. So, so I'll be going with Adbay Gutierrez. I'll be definitely going with him. He's been knocking people out as well. He's dangerous. Hold a minute. Water break here. Still no one here, but it's all good. First live. I'm doing this every week. So what's next? Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison Figueiredo. So Umar, I think it's just got one loss to Marab, but he did win like the first and second round for sure. He won the first and second round for sure, but after that he sort of slowed down. That's when Marab started picking up, and he won the last 3 rounds. I did give this to Marab. There was no controversy because he did take over the fight sort of later on, and Umar started slowing down a bit. But after that, he's beat Mario Batista, which was a very good win there, quite dominant. So he looked good. He did look good in there. But he is going against Davison Figgy. Now, I believe I heard that Figgy missed weight before I came on live. He actually missed weight. He is obviously the former flyweight champion too, so he does work, and he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. Last fight he beat Montel Jackson by split decision. Before that 2-fight losing streak, he did have a knee injury, so it is what it is. And before that, he lost to Peter Yan, the current champion. Before that, was on a 3-fight winning streak: Marlon Vera, Cody Garbrandt, and Rob Font. Because before that, he lost to Dr. Stoppage to Brandon Moreno for the lightweight title, which he lost. So, formidable opponent for sure. I think on this, I have to be honest, I'm going with Umar Nurmagomedov. I'm going to Umar. I'm going to Umar. Umar's just too much. He's too much. His striking's good. He's got wrestling. He's got submissions. He hasn't finished anyone recently. Yeah, he's not really finished anyone in his last 4 fights. It's all been decision. But he can finish people. He's got the finishing ability for sure. So he can do work for sure. So he's great. But in that one, I'm going with Umar Nurmagomedov. I reckon he'll get the job done. Then we have a featherweight fight. It is, and this is the main card. Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. Well, this is a interesting one. Obviously, Gene Silva's coming off the fight with Diego Lopez, which started off really competitive. I think the first round it was really competitive. Then after that, he just got caught, and then that was it. So that's his spinning back elbow and punches in his last loss. But before that, he was on a bit of a streak. But if we just concentrate on the UFC, on the 6-fight winning streak, if you include the Dana White Contender Series. So yeah, he beat Bryce Mitchell as well. A lot of people wanted him to win the fight because of the comments that Bryce Mitchell made previously. So yeah, but he beat Bryce and beat everyone else. But yeah, and his lone loss is to Diego Lopez. So Arnold Allen, he's been out for a little while. I don't know if I think he's been injured. He's been dealing with injuries. I think it was a shoulder injury he's been dealing with. But he had a win. His last fight was a win to Giga Chikadze, but he did lose to Mozvav Evolov, and he lost to Max Holloway. Maxi baby, blessed is the best before that. But before that, he was on a long winning streak in the UFC, 9-10 fight winning streak in the UFC before he lost to Max. If he would have beat Max, he would have got a title shot, but he lost to Max. The only thing is he hasn't fought since July 2024. So I'm not going to say he's rusty, but maybe slightly a bit out of sync. But I'm sure in the training, he should have been sort of doing drills, live rounds and things like that. So that should sort of make up for it. But this is a good one. I'm going to go with Arnold Allen. So, because I know he's got wrestling as well. If he was to, and I believe he's going to try and do a similar sort of path to victory as Diego Lopez, he's probably going to put a lot of pressure on him, use a bit of wrestling as well, slow down Gene Silva, make him tired, slow him down, and then hopefully he gets the victory. So I think that's sort of where he's going to be going with it. That's what I reckon. Then we have the women's flyweight bout: Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. Now, obviously, Rose is a former champion. I think she's a 2-time former champion. Recent record: she won against Miranda Maverick, but she lost prior to that to Erin Blanchfield. But then she beat Tracy Cortez, the famous knocking off her eyelash, mad thing. And she also beat Amanda Ribas before that. But then she had two back-to-back losses to Carla Esparza, where she lost the title, and Manon Foriot, who is a beast. So she's coming off a win. Okay, that's notable. Then, but she's fighting Natalia Silva, I believe. Oh, okay. I thought she was undefeated for some reason. Okay, she had losses previously. She lost her first fight, and a couple fights before after that. But since she hasn't lost since 2017. Dang. In the UFC, she's on a 7-fight win streak. Wow, with wins over Alexa Grasso, Jessica Andrade, Vivian Andrea Lee, and Victoria Leonardo. And let's look at one other thing. She's 28, from Brazil, and Rose is 33. I ain't gonna front, and I ain't gonna lie. I think Natalia Silva takes this. So if you're watching this and you see this and you're putting your bets down, I would probably lean towards Natalia Silva. She's on a long winning streak. She hasn't lost since 2017. She's younger. I'm just gonna go with Natalia Silva. I think she's gonna get it done. I think she'll get it done, to be honest. Then we have the heavyweights: Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Black Beast Lewis. This is not going to go 3 rounds. I don't think it will be. I think someone's getting knocked out here. So Derek Lewis is actually on a 2-fight winning streak. Rodrigo Nascimento and Talison Togzira. Before that, he lost to Jeton Almeida, which he literally just took him down and stayed on top of him, and that was it, really. Before that, he beat Marcos Rodrigo de Lima. And before that, he was a bit dicey. He was on a 3-fight losing streak before that, but then he came back. So he's in a good place, 2-fight winning streak at the moment. Waldo, he is on, oh, wait a minute. Waldo on professional boxing as well. Okay. Done some boxing here for Waldo. Okay, that's impressive. I didn't know that. He's same as Derek Lewis on a 2-fight winning streak. Shamil, and he beat Ante Deji. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Where's he from? Croatia. And before that, he lost in a decision to Sergey Pavlovich. Before that, he's on a bit of a win streak, to be honest. But he lost to Marcos Rodrigo de Lima, who Derek Lewis beat as well. So, okay, only 2 losses. Okay. I think the odds makers have Waldo winning, but this is a toss up. I'm not too sure who wins this. I like the Black Beast a lot. Also starting to like Waldo. The thing about Waldo, he comes back from being beaten up or in a precarious situation. He sort of comes back and gets the victory. So, but Derek Lewis can catch you at any time. This is the only fight here I am not confident in putting a bet on. I would not put any money on this fight because I am not sure. You got the KO King and you got the new guy coming up who's beating people. So I would not put any money on this fight. I am not confident in anything. If you had to push me for a prediction, I might lean towards Derek Lewis, but I would not be confident. I wouldn't, and I wouldn't be shocked if Waldo wins at all. So I would not be confident, but we'll see. Then we go to the co-main. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Song Yudong. So obviously, the Sugar Show, he has lost twice to the same person, Marab, in his prime. You know what I mean? Well, he's still in his prime, but I'm talking about before not fighting 4 times in a year. But he lost to Marab. Before that, it was just to Marlon Vera. That was TKO because he hurt his leg, I think. And that was it really. So he's coming off those, but this is a totally different fight. This fight is totally different. I don't believe Song Yadong's going to come out and try and take him down. I don't think he's got. He may have those skills, but not to the level of Marab as to what Marab has. I think if Song tried to take down Sean, I think Sean could stop the takedowns. Personally, I reckon he could. But he's not at the same level as Marab for sure. So with Song, he beats Henry Cejudo, but it was an eye poke. So and that what round that was in? That was in the third round. Before that, he lost to Peter Yan. If you're doing MMA math, Song lost to Peter Yan. Sean beat Peter Yan. That's MMA math for you. Before that, he beats Chris Gutierrez and Ricky Simone, but he did lose to Corey Sanhagen before that. But before that, he did knock out Marlon Moraes. I saw that knockout was nasty. Julio Ace, Casey Kenny, but he did lose to Kyler Phillips before that. He's been in the UFC since 2017. Jeez, I didn't know it was that long. But he is a formidable opponent for sure. Ranked number 5 in the UFC, so we'll see. Obviously, Sugar Sean's the third ranked. Like I said, only losses he's got is the injury, Marlon Vera, and the 2 losses to Marab. I'm going to go with Sugar Sean on this. I reckon Sean will get it done. He's going to be using lateral movement, keep at a distance, have his takedown defense ready, which I reckon he will. Let me just get a bit of a water break. Always stay hydrated. And I think also what plays into Sean's favour is he's been preparing for Marab for 2 fights now. So the fact he's been preparing for Marab for 2 fights, his takedown defense should be really good right now. It should be at a better level than it was before. So all that said, I'm going with Sugar Sean O'Malley on that. Then the main event of the evening is going to be Justin Gaethje versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Listen, lad, Skulsters don't get knocked out. That's my Paddy the Baddy impression when he's angry. So we have Justin Gaethje, former interim world champion. No matter how you cook it, it's world champion behind it. Former BMF champion as well. No matter how you put it, champions behind it. So he's coming off a win over Rafael Fiziev. Obviously, before that, UFC 300, historic knockout. It's not even historic. Historic knockout to Max Holloway, which was madness. Before that, he beat Dustin Poirier head kick. Before that, he beat Fiziev again. Then he lost to Charles Oliveira, beats Michael Chandler, loses to Khabib, and then he's on a bit of a 4-fight win streak. So yeah, that is Justin Gaethje. How old is he now? He is 37. Then we got Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. In the UFC, he is undefeated. My neck's itching me now. Hold a minute. He is undefeated in the UFC. Currently, he's on a 7-fight winning streak. That is, I think, the most behind. In fact, I think he made a good point because he said, I was watching a press conference, because he has the longest winning streak in the UFC lightweight division. I forgot Islam's not there anyway, so take his win streak. And Topuria only just moved up and fought 1 fight. So yeah, he does have the longest winning streak in the division. Michael Chandler, King Green, Tony Ferguson, Jared Gordon. That's the one a lot of people didn't know if he won or not. A lot of people thought he lost that. Some people thought he won that. That's like the controversial one, apparently. Jordan Levitt, where they did the teabag, etc. Yeah, cool. Yeah. And he is 31, so 6 years younger than Justin Gaethje. Who am I going with? So, what I will say, when you get two people who don't have beef, there's not like a back and forth going between them. It turns out to be a really good fight. Usually, when someone's running their mouth, someone's staying quiet, it usually just gets, so one of them just gets dominated really. But when you have both of them are being quite respectful, which they are being quite respectful, you usually end up getting a really good fight. That's what I'll say firstly. Secondly, I think when you look at Justin Gage's losses, like everyone's talking about, he has lost by submission. He will get caught, lost by submission. That's what happened with Charles Oliveira, and that's what happened with, well, Khabib. He didn't get caught. He just got wrestled and then got submitted. I believe that this is probably going to end in submission for Paddy. I'm not saying that because I'm from the UK, but I reckon Paddy's going to get a submission. I'm not sure how it's going to happen. It might be in an exchange and then Gaethje gets taken down, or somehow Paddy just does a Charles Oliveira and just jumps on his back, like what Charles Oliveira did to Dustin Poirier. It might be something like that. Justin Gaethje may get caught and get sat down, and then he goes on to a submission. But I know for a fact Pimit's going to be looking for the submission. Now, he said he's going to stand and bang, which he probably will, but if he can look for a takedown or look to close the distance and clinch and get a submission, he's going to do that. And I just feel his submission strength is obviously a lot greater than Justin Gaethje's strength. So I'm going to go with Paddy Pimblett. Yeah, I'm going to go Paddy Pimblett. But I'm not saying that Justin Gaethje can't win. I haven't forgotten who he is. It's just that you have to look at it. Paddy Pimblett's on the rise. He hasn't lost. He's highly confident. Usually when you see that, if you look at the history of the UFC, you look at all these big fights, when you see somebody coming off one loss, they lost previously, and then they one win, and then you got someone who's on a long winning streak, the guy with a long winning streak always usually wins. So there's a few factors you can look at in this. So it could be age factor, Paddy's 6 years younger, the submission factor that goes to Paddy, and the fact that Paddy's on a longer winning streak than him, than Justin, could also favour him too. So that's how I'm seeing it. That is how I'm seeing it. So that is my full breakdown of the card. I've not held back. I've been totally transparent and honest. So we'll see what happens there. So this is my first live. I hope you all enjoyed it. Goes a hay barrel goes by. I'm gonna do a post-fight reaction to this as well on live, and obviously I'll do it on my videos anyway, but I'm gonna do it on live as well, a post-fight reaction. So let me know what you think, and see you soon. How do you stop this thing?